Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Friday, July 7th. We got a 13-game main slate on for this Friday. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that the All-Star break is approaching. I believe the All-Star break starts on Monday and lasts till Thursday. So Monday through Thursday of next week, there will be no games. So I'm going to try and get some more tutorial videos out during that time. I don't want to go those 4 days without having any videos. I want to keep the channel active. So through the All-Star break, I'll try and have some more tutorial videos out. I believe we do have a slate on Saturday and Sunday. I believe there are some games on then. I will try and get a video up on Saturday, breaking down Saturday's slate. I usually do upload videos on Saturday, but I've been slacking on the Saturday videos as of late. But I will try and get another video out on Saturday. Won't have a video up Sunday because I never do videos on Sunday. And then after that, the All-Star break starts. And during the All-Star break, like I said, I'll try and get some tutorial videos out. I might make a video just showing you guys what contest to enter on DraftKings and FanDuel. I did get some requests to do that. So during the All-Star break, look out for that video. We'll try and get that out during the All-Star break, so I'll have some content still rolling out. I don't want to go those 4 days without uploading. I still want to keep the channel active during that time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Let's go ahead and get started with today's slate. Alright, so looking at pitcher today, up top you got Max Scherzer, followed by a bunch of 10K guys, a bunch of studs. You got Jacob deGrom, Zach Greinke, Carrasco, Carlos Martinez. I don't really want to pay up for any of these guys. Not that I don't like the matchup, but I think there are some really good mid-range options that have really good upside. I don't really want to pay 13-2 for Max against the Braves. I just don't think the Braves strike out enough, and they are starting to get getting really healthy again. Freddie Freeman's come back. Matt Adams is still out there. He's still hitting the ball well. So I don't really know if I want to pay 13-2 for Max. I don't know if he's going to be able to get 30 to 40 plus in this matchup, which is what you're looking for when you're rostering him at that price tag. Now, if you are playing cash games, obviously Max is your number one option. But for tournaments, I think there are some mid-range guys that have some good upside and that allow you to pay up for some good bats with upside as well. So I'm not going to be paying up for any of these 10K guys. I'm going to be going to the mid-range for my two pitchers today and then really loading up on the bats. So the first guy that I like is at 8,700, and that's Drew Pomeranz getting a matchup against the Rays. I really like this spot for Pomeranz. I think he has great upside here. Like I said yesterday, I definitely thought Chris Sale did have great upside, and he went out and struck out 11 batters. He did give up some runs, but he didn't really get crushed in that start. He only gave up like 2 home runs. It wasn't like the Rays were stringing a bunch of hits against him. I think he only gave up like 5 or 6 hits. He did give up 4 runs, but all the runs came off home runs, I believe. And I think Sale still finished with like 25 DraftKings points because he got so many strikeouts. So that's why you target this Tampa Bay team. They just strike out so much. If you look at how they're doing versus lefties this year, they rank second most in strikeouts versus lefties. They're striking out 26.5% of the time, and they do rank pretty bad offensively versus lefties. They're only hitting a 235 average and a 305 WOBA versus lefties, so they don't hit lefties well, and they strike out a lot. If you look at Pomeranz, he is a good strikeout pitcher. So far this year, he's striking out batters 25.8% of the time, which is definitely solid. So I really like Drew Pomeranz here, just 8,700. I think he can really return value on that salary. I definitely think he has upside in this spot. I could see him getting 25 plus. The Rays just strike out so much. So I like Drew Pomeranz today as my SP1 at just 8,700. And I don't know if Pomeranz carries much risk here either. He's going to be pitching in Tampa Bay, a very pitcher-friendly park. And Pomeranz has been really solid as of late. In his last 4 games, he's been really consistent. He's put up 16, 16, 26, and 17 DraftKings points. So I like Drew Pomeranz today. I think he has great upside. Also think he definitely brings some safety with him as well. So I'm going to be locking in Drew Pomeranz as my SP1 at 8,700. And then for my SP2, I'm going to be looking at that same price range. And I really like James Paxton today at 8,500, getting a matchup against the Athletics. Oakland, they're another team that just strikes out a ton versus lefties. If you're looking at look at how they rank versus lefties this year, they strike out 5th most in the league. They're striking out 25.7% of the time, and they're also a pretty bad offense against lefties. They're only hitting a 231 average and a 287 WOBA versus lefties. So they do strike out a lot as well. Just like Tampa Bay, they're a strikeout heavy team. They don't rate good offensively either. So I really like Paxton today as well. Also think he definitely has a ton of upside and some safety as well to go along with that upside. Paxton, he's another good strikeout pitcher. If you look at how he's done strikeout-wise this year, so far he's striking out the batters 26.5% of the time, which is very solid. So I just love James Paxton today. Like I said, I definitely think he has upside. This Oakland team strikes out a ton, and I also think Paxton is very safe. It's going to be pitching at home, and Paxton pitches very well at home, and that ballpark also is very pitcher-friendly. So I really like James Paxton today as my SP2 at 8,500. I think he has great upside. Another mid-range guy that I really like, they can get me 25 plus in this spot. So I like James Paxton today as my SP2 at just 8,500. When you go with Pomerantz and Paxton as your two pitchers, that leaves you an average of 4,100 remaining per player. So we do have some good salary to pay up for some bats. And like I said, I really like going at the mid-range today. I think these two guys definitely both have great upside in these matchups. So I'm going to be looking to the mid-range for my two pitchers and then loading up on the bats. So the first guy I like is at second base, not necessarily a stud play, more of a mid-range guy, but definitely a guy that I think is underpriced. And that's DJ LeMahieu at 4K, getting a matchup against Derek Holland. This is such a good spot for the Rockies righties. If you just look at how Derek Holland has done versus right-handed hitters this year, he has not fared well. Versus righties, he's allowing a 380 WOBA. And if you look at the home runs per 9, he also gives up a ton of home runs to righties, a 2.13 home run per 9 so far this year versus righties. And playing in Coors Field, the best hitter's park, I definitely think Holland's going to give up some home runs here. And if you look at the hard contact, he also gets hit very hard versus righties. 42.1% hard contact rate so far this year versus righties. So this is such a good spot for the Rockies, especially their right-handed hitters. And if you look at their team total is insanely high. Right now, Vegas has their implied team total at 7.1 runs. So they're expecting Holland to get rocked here. And I definitely think he is going to get rocked. And that's one of the reasons why I like going to the mid-range for my pitchers. I think this Rocky stack, they might be chalky, but they definitely are in a terrific spot. Holland, he's just not a good pitcher. He gives up a ton of home runs, and the Rockies have some great power bats in their lineup. So I like getting some exposure to their offense with DJ LeMahieu at 4K. Then at third base, I'm going to be paying up here. The top guy, top play, just top overall play on this slate. And I think that's Nolan Arenado at 5,200, also getting the matchup against Derek Holland. Same thing goes with DJ LeMahieu. Holland, he's just not a good pitcher versus righties. He's been getting crushed versus righties. Nolan Arenado, that dude's an absolute beast. He crushes lefties, and we know he has great power. He's already had 15 home runs this year, and given the matchup against Holland, I definitely think Arenado can get me 2 home runs in this spot. I'm expecting him to have a massive game. I think he's going to get me at least 15 to 20 DraftKings points. So like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm looking to go to the mid-range for my pitcher. I think there's some really good stud hitters that you want to get into your lineups, and Arenado is definitely one of them. Even though he's expensive at 5,200, since we didn't pay up for pitcher, we had the salary to fit him in, and he's just in such a good spot today. I'm expecting Arenado to have a great game. He's my top overall hitter on this slate. He's in a great spot, and I'm expecting him to have a great game here. So I would like Arenado at third base at 5,200. And then for my outfield, since we only have about 3,900 remaining, there is a value play that I like at outfield. Another guy that I like that I think is too cheap, that's Michael Brantley at 3,700, getting a matchup against Jordan Zimmerman. I really like the Indians today as a cheap stack. A lot of their hitters are cheap. If you look at their lineup, they do have a pretty high implied team total at 5.3 runs. And if you look at the prices on some of their hitters, you got Jason Kipnis is 3.6, Lindor's only 4K. Like I said, Brantley's 3.7, Chisenhall's only 3.7. So definitely consider some of these Indians bats if you're looking for some cheap hitters. They're in a great spot here against Jordan Zimmerman. If you look at how Zimmerman has done versus lefties, he's another guy that hasn't fared well this year. So far versus lefties, he's given up a 361 or 367 WOBA. And if you look at the home runs, he also gives up a ton of home runs to lefties and righties. He's given up a 2.08 home run per 9 to lefties and a 2.03 home run per 9 to righties. And then if you look at the hard contact, this dude's also been getting hit very hard this year. A 42.6% hard contact rate to lefties and a 35.6% to righties. So the Indians are in a great spot here. I know Zimmerman has been a little solid as of late, but I'm not buying into that. He is not a good pitcher. I definitely think he's going to struggle here. So I really like these Indians bats today. Definitely consider them if you need some cheap hitters. A lot of their guys are severely underpriced. So I'm going to be looking to get some exposure to that offense with Michael Brantley at just 3,700. Definitely think that he is way too cheap for this matchup. And yeah, so these are my 5 plays for tonight, guys. I went with Drew Pomerantz, James Paxton, DJ LeMahieu, Nolan Arenado, and Michael Brantley. When you plug these 5 guys in your lineup, that leaves you an average of nearly 4K remaining. So you have some good salary to work with. Just plug in a value play or 2 and then build around this 5. Or if you want to get my full lineups, then be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. My lineups are $5 a day, or you can get a week of lineups for $25. So be sure to message me on Twitter if you are interested in that. Or if you just have any questions about the slate or need to ask me something, you can contact me on Twitter as well at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I do upload these videos pretty much every day, so I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. And if you never want to miss out on any videos, if you scroll down to where the subscribe button is, there is a bell icon. If you click that bell icon, that'll notify you every time I upload. So be sure to do that as well if you never want to miss out on any videos. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, be sure to look out for those tutorial videos that I'll be uploading during the All-Star break. I'll try to have a video out Saturday, tomorrow, breaking down Saturday's slate. And then during the All-Star break, I'll try and get some tutorial videos out for you guys, just to keep the channel active, because I don't want to go 4 days without uploading. So be on the lookout for those videos coming up. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys.
On my Charlie scene, homie, yes, I am a winner. And when it comes to making music, I am no beginner. Hit the stage and get wild. My brainiac's loud. Call me 007 because I'm born with the crowd. You shine like a star, but I sun it. 50, keep it 100. Homie, you know I run it. The game needs change, and logic can break 100. I had a shorty to bun it.